It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters through classic blah blah blah. In theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. That's what it is. I don't need no stinking script. Put it away.
Apparently you do.
Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the
Part of the Film Rage?
I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
All I want is pizza. All I want is pizza.
All I want you to shut up. And also we have the Merman flying the Film Rage colors again. I like when you're doing that, Merman. Shows the solidarity. That's what we're about. One unit.
Acting is one.
If we just work together, we can accomplish so much.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for showing up, Merman.
Yeah, well.
And being prepared, unlike Bryce.
I'm not.
Whatever. So, with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, or in the case of this week, even if you just can barely stand it, because obviously we're on a roll today. But if you like our independent podcast,
You guys are off to an awesome start.
Subscribe, share, give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or maybe on this episode, maybe just a 4. What? Be happy with a 4 today.
Just don't turn us off.
Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film, and we'll watch it. If it played anywhere in a cinema in the world, it's not a kid's movie. And is there anything else? Is that it?
No.
I don't know. If you're still listening, just turn it off. It's not going to get any better.
Well,
it might.
On that note, let's get to raging.
Outstanding.
You know what? This straightens out everything.
Do your thing.
But what the amazing Merman predict? What the amazing Merman predict? Will he predict the rage, or will he predict the mondo? Will he tell us all what Jim and Bryce saw at the movies? Here he comes swimming to you. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray.
Gets longer every week.
Swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray.
Swim,
Are you guys done?
Swim, Murray, swim, Murray. Swim, 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 Murray.
Shut up. I'm going to make this short.
What?
Rage, 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 rage. Done.
What, for everything? You didn't even tell
For
everybody?
everything.
You didn't even tell everybody what we saw.
Doesn't matter. We'll find out in a minute. See, that's how you do that. Prepared my ass.
All right, so we did see 2 movies.
We did.
You did.
Yeah, Bryce and I saw 2.
I saw one. I protested against the other one.
He did. And the first one that we saw is called Bad Boys
Ride or Die.
Or Die. And I just don't know why they just won't die.
Did they die?
Nobody. No. Oh, somebody died.
No, but they did.
My heart
didn't die.
My heart
Well,
died.
then what's the
little
point
bit.
of seeing it?
I know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So, what was this movie called?
Bad Boys Ride or Die.
So I thought that this must be the 5th one, because the last one was Bad Boys for Life.
For Life is 4,
What?
yeah.
So wouldn't that be 4, and this would be the 5th one?
Thought there
isn't
was
that
only,
how, isn't that how they
there
do
was only
things?
3.
If it wasn't, then they should have made this one Bad
For
Boys
Life.
for Life. So
Yes.
there they missed the boat immediately.
So you're trying to apply logic, which doesn't work.
Yeah, this whole franchise.
It's like all the names they give for all the Fast and the Furious movies that make no freaking sense.
Okay, so here we go. There's Bad Boys,
Yeah.
1983.
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2 from 2003.
Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life from 2020.
Which is a
So
third
why
one.
would they make why wouldn't Bad Boys for Life be the 4th one?
But
Why
then-
wouldn't they save that title?
But then there's another movie called Bad Boys from 1995. Oh, wait. Bad Boys from 1983 is Sean Penn.
Yeah, Bad Boys from 19. That's a
actually
good
pretty-
movie.
that's actually a pretty
Not
good
a good
movie.
movie. That's an excellent movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. So there's only 4 that I can see.
That's what I'm saying. Why did they call
called Die?
Why wouldn't they save Bad Boys for Life till the 4th movie so they could call it For Life?
Here's a hint for you.
They're going to make
Here's a hint for you.
one.
Yeah.
Because these fucking movies are stupid.
Can I just make a statement?
Yes.
I am 100% convinced
Yes.
that this movie was not written by a human being. I think this was Chat GPC or GPT or whatever it's called. I think this was a computer generated script because there is no depth to anything that goes on. There's nothing that's like there's no complexity. There's nothing. Everything's just superficial. And I am convinced even the humor is that the attempts at humor are just so benign that there's no way that anything but a computer program came up with this script. They have 2 guys listed as the writers. There's no way that a human being wrote this script. This is the most bland garbage. It's like, okay, this is what an action movie is. Here are your 2 characters. We're going to plug in the plots from the first 3. Okay, go computer program. See what you spit out. I'm convinced.
It's got to be. Well, who got the credit for this? Because that's kind of what I'm most curious about.
Who would want the credit? I don't think these people. I would like to see a picture of these people because I don't think they exist.
Well, there's 3. This is what they look like.
I thought there was 2.
Well, is it?
No, see there.
Was it Alan Smithy?
Okay, so Chris Bremner, Will Beal, and George Gallo. Yeah, those
sound like
3
GPT.
look like they'd get together in a room and write a script.
GCW. Almost GPT.
Anyways, with that out of the way, this was more just garbage. Like this franchise should have died a long time ago. Detectives Lowry and Burnett. I don't understand how they're detectives. Nothing they do makes any sense. You're gonna probably bring up the fact that Detective Lowry, what does he drive? Some
Porsche.
Some ridiculous Porsche. It's got to be worth more than he would make in 2 years.
Yeah.
So like I don't. It's everything's so stupid. Where does it even take place? Is it Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Miami.
I believe it's Florida. Yeah.
Okay. Every single person in this is awful. Like every single person in this.
Even your girl Tiff.
Even my girl Tiff was unwatchable.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I protested this movie then.
Well, she's not the only reason why you should protest
but she
this
would be
movie.
reason number 3 I wouldn't see it.
You know what? I didn't mind Armando.
Armando.
Armando is his bastard kid.
Yeah. Armando, that guy's I walked out of the
black
cinema.
guy has a Mexican kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
A Spanish kid or
he's
Puerto Rican, whatever, Cuban.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of Spanish origin.
Because apparently in one of these
Latino.
movies before he had relations
kid?
with
Oh, there you go.
Then they had, and apparently this guy was in the I don't remember any of these movies.
Well, because
How
they're
is
so
it possible?
forgettable. Like
I
we've
have
seen them all.
never seen one.
We've
No
seen
interest in
we've
it.
seen all of them, and we've seen them all in cinemas. But what it is that the moment that you walk out of these movies, because there's no substance to any of them, you instantly forget everything you've seen.
And that's like there's nothing.
And there's things
and
in this.
This is actually the least of them. Like they're all terrible. Don't get me wrong. But this one, like, it is so unmemorable. I'm having a tough time even talking about it because I don't know what I just watched. All I know is that I'm convinced that it was written by a computer because it is devoid of any emotion whatsoever. And the only thing there was one funny part in it that absolutely I don't think was meant to be funny, but it's just so ridiculous that it made me laugh in the first 15 minutes once. And that was the end. I enjoyed this movie.
But we were laughing at it.
We were laughing at it, but there was still some enjoyment there.
Yeah.
But the enjoyment just went away. There wasn't even anything to laugh. Like, there's no so bad it's funny. It's just bad. And it's got to stop. It was like, and Martin Lawrence, he's on our repulsive list, obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. He is.
I think might be one of the only ones that's on both lists.
I mean, there's a reason why the only thing he does these days is Bad Boys movies, because apparently Will Smith has got to be buddies with him, and I think that he's just making these movies so Martin Lawrence can eat. That's my theory.
I think in this case, it's probably the case of Martin Lawrence agreed to come back and do this because Will Smith is basically bombing at the box office and he needed a hit.
Yeah, probably. But
Maybe.
Martin
He's trying
Lawrence
to redeem
is
his character. after the whole Oscar thing.
Yeah. Let's not even go there.
Well, he's not the
Just
only
saying.
one, but
I don't want to go there.
It's probably
There's no reason to go there.
because the last couple movies he made
Yeah.
were terrible. Nobody went to them. So
There you go. Well, I didn't.
hey, Joe Pants is in this,
Yeah, he's back. Even though he died.
and Khaled, who for the love of God,
Hey.
I don't understand how that guy acted as a career.
At the end of the day, at least we got a Michael Bay cameo.
yes,
Michael,
we did.
So-
the
we did
director,
get
So we
Michael
did
Bay?
get that.
Yeah, that
No,
was-
it wasn't directed by him, but he did a
But he directed
literally-
the other one.
He
didn't
directed at least one of the other ones.
I looked right at Bryce and says, "Wait a minute, wasn't that Michael Bay?"
And
he's
I
like,
said, yes, it was.
Michael Bay, the actor?
At any rate, long
Apparently he's
story
now an
short,
actor.
this was an unbelievable rage. It's total
it
garbage.
was.
There's no reason for anybody to ever watch this. Every single character makes you want to gag, except for his bastard kid.
And it was 2 hours
And
long.
the whatever it was, Ronaldo or whatever the other guy's name is, that was Martin Lawrence's son-in-law or something. They don't introduce to tell you anything about anybody.
Now, the thing is, if you didn't just watch the last ones like right before you went in, you're not going to know anything because they make these references and stuff, and it's like I have no idea what they're talking about because you can't remember anything from the other movies because they were totally forgettable.
Well, but also they were far enough away.
But at least those were written by human beings. But this one was not. I'm convinced this was GPC.
I'm on board. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, the last one was 4 years ago. So unless your memory is super good, which,
It used to be, but
yeah,
it is not
but
anymore.
for these movies. Well, let me tell you what I thought of this. This starts out like the trailer for this that I want to say I now have seen probably at least 20 times. And not by choice, I might add. It was because it's been playing, it seems
In front of
like
every
in front
movie.
of every movie we have seen for the last 3 months.
And you get two versions of it. You get the versions where they swear a lot if you go to an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
And you get the versions where they don't swear a lot
if you go to a
if you go to
non-rated
non-R-rated
Yeah.
movie.
So this starts out with that one scene. Like they took the whole scene from the first 5 minutes, and that is the fucking trailer.
That is the trailer.
Yeah. So, anywho, it starts with a scene that is so annoying and repulsive. I actually couldn't believe they would use a clip so awful as their trailer. But then I realized this is part of the absolute worst franchise that has ever been created. So what would I expect? There's not like they could find a clip in this what would make me go, wow, maybe this is going to be different. Maybe this is going to be the Bad Boys that I've been hoping for my whole life. Cops that drive Porsches. Dialogue that is apparently written by idiots, or in your belief, which I'm coming on board with, ChatGPT. Martin Lawrence is unwatchable. And I did not think this was possible, but he is more repulsive in this film than any film he's ever appeared in. And again, this film follows the model set by these two self-absorbed narcissistic assholes where they do stupid things for laughs, or at least attempts at laughs, for some stupid reason that either kills people or almost kills people.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
But not only that,
Yeah.
do they do these things, but the rest of their team is now also doing it. So, it's okay when the bad guy is getting away with a person you hired to help you to just shoot them out of the sky, because catching criminals is way more important than people's lives, right?
In Bad Boys world, it is.
No, I mean, this is one of their employees.
Yes.
And they're just going to shoot him out of the sky.
Yes,
He's
they
driving
are.
a helicopter, and she's like, I'm going to blow this. I can't let that guy get away.
collateral damage,
He's
Jim.
a bad guy.
Collateral
I better
damage, Jim.
shoot my employee out of the sky and kill them both.
But at least you got the bad guy. It's collateral damage.
This is ride or die.
It's
So
awful.
It was die in his case.
Yes.
Or Martin Lawrence thinks it's funny to walk backwards into traffic, not looking where he's going, to prove his trip to, and I'm putting this in heavy quotes, heaven, was right, and that he can't die. All the while causing people on the highway to crash their cars and then traumatize them for life, or perhaps even die, because it's funny, right? He's walking backwards into traffic because he's proving he can't die.
It's hilarious.
So it's funny.
Yes.
Because all these people just almost died. Some of them possibly did of heart attack or shock or whatever. Seeing this man walk backwards into traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
It's hilarious.
How is this funny? Plus, I'm not sure if this franchise thing, but he keeps making a joke that everyone is racist. Like, was that in the other ones too? I don't understand if that was a joke or something. Like, I don't understand what the joke was. He even makes a joke that an albino alligator is a racist. I'm like, who is like, what? Why is that funny? I don't get it. And what is it supposed to mean? I don't understand. But also, where physics and reality don't matter in every single scene in this movie proves my point about the state of what is wrong with not only our society, but puts these two awful humans on a pedestal. But that, again, Holly weird or Holly awful, whatever you want to call it, continues to make terrible films that apparently the ilk that go to these find them escapism from. I have no understanding of why these franchises even exist. This franchise is almost like playing the video game Grand Theft Auto, except this has Martin Lawrence in it, which could explain why it might make you want to slap people. It's horrible. The film is probably one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. And I know I keep saying that, but it's because movies just keep getting worse. I know if I said this 2 months ago that it was the worst movie I'd ever seen, at that point it was. But then they keep releasing more films that are just completely horrible. I know I say this a lot, but apparently it can't get any worse, could it?
They could make another one.
They probably will make.
This is literally the worst. This is awful.
This is the number one.
But I have a list of things that I also wanted to bring up. Nothing makes sense. Everything connected is like children with special needs wrote this, or in your case, ChatGPT, same thing. A heart attack patient becomes a Superman 2 weeks after his heart attack. The helicopter crash was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The whole Mission Impossible concept. Ultimately, this is everything wrong with every action comedy movie all rolled up into one. But then they throw Jurassic Park in for good measure.
Yes.
And they even reference Jurassic Park in this.
And then they turn it up to 11.
And we're going to talk about this later, but stick a pin in this movie for a little bit because I got other things to say about this, but we got to move on because I don't want to give this any more real estate.
Yep, it was awful. Just so bad.
Shocker.
Yeah, no shock there. The Watchers.
Hang on.
Yes. Yeah, if we could hold that and just keep it playing.
It would have been 3 if I actually had bothered to see it.
Oh God, yeah, you might have walked out.
You don't know that. You might have loved it.
You might have thought Martin Lawrence buying a hot dog and Skittles at the convenience stores was hilarious. And then they just shoot some random guy. Haha, it's funny. He's gonna die.
Funny.
Yeah. So The Watchers. I love fantasy films, and although this is kind of marketed as a horror film, it is ultimately a fantasy by the time we reach the end of this. With these types of films, details matter. If you create a universe we are supposed to believe exists, then you have to follow these rules. Now, I know this is normally a Bryce thing, but when it comes to certain types of movies, and in particular Shyamalan movies, this is a thing that what bothers me, is that if you're going to make rules and try and be detail-oriented in one place, then you have to be in others. And just like her daddy, M. Night Sr., Jr., in her first directorial debut, has the same problems her dad has in regards to details. At no point when our hero, played by Dakota Fanning, starts her way out on her journey with her bird delivery, does it make any sense that she goes into the woods and gets lost? There is absolutely... She has a phone that takes her on a map.
Yeah.
So,
well, no, I mean, I get that they lose reception in the middle of the forest.
Yes, they do, but this is a road she's going.
Her car died too.
Yeah,
which means there was something supernatural.
But did you see where the car died? The car died in a road that didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So if this was the case, every single person that's traveling between the city that she was in, going to Dublin, would also be lost in this fucking woods.
Yeah.
So the whole from the very beginning, I don't get
why she's on this road at all, because there's major highways.
That's right. All they would have had to say is have her say, you know what, I'm gonna go a slow, different way that the map isn't telling me to go. Yeah. No map quest or map
or Google whatever.
Map
they
Apple
would give
Map
you the most
or
direct way.
Map. Yeah, would tell you to drive into a forest that everybody that goes into disappears. Yeah. And if people are disappearing when they go into that fucking woods, why would there not be a giant sign that says, don't go into this woods? I mean, she's literally at a gas station not long before that, and then all of a sudden the road disappears. She goes into this magical woods. It
stops. It started off being like a paved highway. All of a sudden it's a dirt trail in the middle of the forest. Like, that would have been my first indicator. Like, maybe I'm going the wrong way. Let's turn around and go back.
Yeah. So when the movie started out like that, it just took me a little bit out of the film. And it continues to have similar things that took me out of the film, like a bunker, which would have taken years to build, with resources that are needed to be brought out into the woods that you can't escape from.
Not if it was just the top level.
Yeah, but they also... Yes, exactly. If it was just the top level, I agree. That could easily be built. You go in there all together once, and then you build it.
But there's so much more.
But there's so much more. Exactly. Hint, hint. Spoiler, spoiler.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's so many things like that I had problems with. I did like the idea of this story and what ultimately the plot is about. I tried to get over the gaps in logic as I watched, but once it was lodged in my mind, and then they compounded on top of each other, I couldn't shake it. I did love some of the atmosphere and imagery that she created within the woods, and I loved all the actors and think they all did a great job, especially Olwen. I'm going to screw this up. Fowlery, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite character actors. And you all may remember her from Mandy, and she was also in The Northman. I freaking love her. I want to see her in
the old lady or the black girl?
It's the old lady with the white hair.
I regularly recall places.
Yeah, so she was a pinnacle role in Mandy. She was a great role in The Northman, and in this, she's outstanding. But as I watched this film, I could not help this gnawing feeling as I watched with the compounding problems I could not get past. So I guess it's a meh, because I didn't completely hate the film, which makes Junior Shyamalan just like her dad of late. It looks like we have a family of
way worse
M.
than
Night
anything
Shyamalan. Do you remember how bad? Oh, you liked Old.
Yes, I did.
Old also had the similar problems to this one.
Yeah. Old was...
It was awful.
A more realized
it was actually a
vision
rage to me. This was just a man. I have some unpacking, but what do you think? Who's next? It's the Mur. What do you think?
Well, I don't have a whole lot to add to that. In fact, that you liked it a lot more better than I did.
All right.
I'm not really a big fan of horror type movies, although this wasn't really a horror. But I wanted to like it more than I did. It was entertaining. I had a few good parts in it. It was slow. Not in a very satisfying way. I mean, apparently it's based on a book. I guess the book was really good. I would definitely recommend reading the book as opposed to going to this. And yeah, it was Shyamalama Ding Dong Baby.
Baby
did
Shyamalan.
this, but he still produced it, so I'm sure he had a little bit of input into it. Yeah, I like Dakota Fanning. I liked her better when she was a kid. I did find something curious. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but her name was Mina. Her twin sister's name was Lucy.
Yep.
You know who those two characters are?
Yeah, they're from Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yep.
They weren't sisters in that movie, but they were best friends.
Yep.
So that was interesting that they named those characters that. I don't know if their mother was a fan of Dracula or what the deal was. They're trying to
or maybe
add an extra kind of drama to this, but
possibly.
I don't know. Yeah, and again, I don't like fantasy as much as you do, and I found the ending was kind of stupid. And according to one of the reviews I read, the theater that somebody was in watching this, they all started laughing at that pinnacle moment right at the end there. They just started laughing out loud. They thought it was so ridiculous, and I totally agree with it.
That might be something I want to unpack.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
it was a rage. I mean, I wanted to like it, but I mean, I liked the Irish countryside till they got to like the trees. I mean, I grew up around the forest, so it wasn't really a fit. But I mean, it was a nice view until she got to the trees, and then it just seemed tired and took too long to get to the point. And the last third of the movie was way too long. They should have just resolved it, but no, it was a rage.
Yeah.
What say you?
It seemed to just, it didn't focus on anything as much as it should have focused on. Like
Details.
And I think that this book probably, like, I've never read the book, but I can't imagine that the book is as choppy as the movie and that things happen so quickly. And because this all seemed like it happened like overnight almost, like boom, 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 boom. Everything's just almost rapid fire. And every scene, it ends and then we jump into another scene and it's all just too quick. Like you're saying that it moved slow. I think it moved too quick because too much happened. And
At the end, yeah.
And it was just, it went, and it goes bonkers at the end.
They resolved it.
Bang, bang,
They
bang,
resolved
bang, bang.
everything right at the end.
So the other giant mistake is there's no reason to reveal the monster as quickly as they did. And it kind of just completely took me out of it because once I saw it, I was like, what? And then I really liked the shadows and I liked the way that they did that and the atmosphere. And
the atmosphere was great.
Was great. But it just missed on so many levels. And I can't help but think that we've had so many directorial debuts that have been amazing lately.
Yeah.
But you know what all those directors had in common? They all made about a half a dozen shorts before they made a feature.
Yeah.
You know what Ishana Shyamalan's never done? She's never made a short.
Or a movie.
Yeah. She did direct one episode of a television series, apparently. But that's it.
Yeah, to Murray's point, I have a feeling that her dad was kind of like their project together.
Yeah, this all just seemed, number one, it was her as a director, this was rushed because she was not ready to direct a movie like this. And in that, this whole movie seemed rushed to me because nothing connected the way that it should. It could have been good. Mm-hmm. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a rage.
Well, double rage. There you go.
I like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough to save the movie.
The only thing that kind of saved it from a rage for me was I loved the atmosphere of the film in there.
And you like what's her name?
I love her. I think she's amazing. And I thought Dakota Fanning was okay.
Well, that's the thing about Dakota Fanning is she's always okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
She's fine.
She's fine.
Except War of the Worlds, where she was the most annoying character in the movie.
Yeah, but she was supposed to be.
I don't even
remember that. She was supposed to be annoying. So here's some unpacking I've got.
Was that the Tom Cruise movie?
That was the Tom Cruise movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where she unfortunately lives throughout the whole thing.
Where you love Tom Cruise.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think that I do.
I don't know if he does.
Pretty sure I don't.
No, he doesn't. So it was, I found it too.
I tolerate him.
I found it interesting because they've been trying, and it was like the three of them have supposedly been there for months.
Yeah.
But then she was also there also 4 months.
Yeah, they went from
because they went from summer
winter.
to winter.
To winter, but
then they came out of winter.
But watching the movie, it just didn't feel like that. Like, how can you have that much time go by, but it not really feel like any time's gone by?
Because it was summer and then it snowed. So it was.
I saw that. Thanks. But nothing happened. It was just, and it was just, it's like she took, I think she read the book. She said, I think this is a poignant scene out of it. I think this is a poignant scene out of it. This should be poignant. Okay, so I'm going to make a movie and I'm just going to have that scene, that scene, and that scene.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they don't really tie together very
then
well.
You got to explain.
You got to have stuff in between those scenes to make it all flow.
No, you don't. It's just there.
It did not flow.
No. So I thought it was interesting that they could leave so easy at the
During
end.
the day,
well, that's the whole thing. And that's the other thing that's so annoying about it is the resolution it's like, okay, that's all you had to do to get out of here.
Yeah.
And everybody just sat around for years and years and years or whatever it's been.
Well,
I don't know.
well, but they did show
or months
them,
and months and months, I guess.
They did show them all going, like, they were all trying to still get out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But nobody could.
nobody
But then
went
all
to
of a
that
sudden,
place.
they could all get out.
Yeah,
It was just,
that was the
there
part.
should have been something.
Because it took her.
It should have been harder than it seemed.
Took to her to actually decide. Oh, let's mark a trail. Because no one thought of that until she started to put chalk or whatever on the trees. I'm like, that was her idea.
Yeah.
Till then, they all got lost and they had to make it back before dark.
Because did one of them actually want them to leave? Who knows?
No, one of them didn't, and then all of a sudden she did. And
Yeah.
And there's a
and
hundred.
there's a really weak explanation as to why. That's kind of,
Yeah.
it's almost implied, but not like everything was just not developed.
Not the details we want.
Yeah.
And there's about 100 of the creatures, because that's about how many you sort of can imagine.
Yeah, it seemed like
was
it.
there.
Yeah.
And then when the two of them are not in the room, they can't find them anywhere. But when and the forest is vast, but if one person's not in there, they can instantly find them. Like, there's only 100 of them. This forest is like hectares and hectares large. It's like, and they all go to the window in time. So if the one guy was missing, like when you find out that what's her face's husband goes missing, and then you're just like, okay, so as soon as it gets dark, they instantly find you, but then they can't find Dakota Fanning.
Well, and here's the problem I had with this whole thing is these creatures, these mythical creatures, who just want to watch them through the glass there. But if they're caught outside after dark, they kill them. Like, why would you kill somebody that you want to watch? Like,
because it's a rule.
No,
It's
but
a
that's
rule.
just stupid.
It's a rule.
If you kill them all, you got nothing to watch.
Gotta
Just
follow the
saying.
rules or you die.
Well, because there'll be more that show up, I guess. I don't know. And the ending, the ending is not good.
No,
yeah, and
it took way
fine.
too long.
The ending was just as good as everything else.
All right. Well,
It's a rage.
this was a mess.
The ending was a rage.
Yeah.
The middle was a
It was
rage.
a low, man.
Beginning was a
You
rage.
should have raged about it.
I probably
But
should have.
I forgot you like your fantasy stuff.
Yeah, and I like her. So
Yeah,
what am I
not
going to do?
not a good enough reason for
it's
me.
a suffering.
All right, then.
It's a burden I carry.
Awesome week.
Next week's going to be even better.
Yeah, I saw there's one movie come out and it's cartoon.
There is a couple. I found some.
I didn't see the other ones.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
something.
This week we went to the latest Shyamalama Ding Dong movie.
Baby Shyamalan.
Technically by Baby Shyamalama, though he produced it. As usual, there were some thrills and a twist ending. M. Night's movies are hit and miss, mostly miss these days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what comes next, so here goes. Order from worst, in order from worst to best.
What?
Oh, let's see if we agree.
The
Yeah.
Last Airbender, 2010.
That's the best?
Definitely the
That's the
worst.
Oh, that's the worst.
His worst movie
yeah.
by
Pretty good.
far. It was inspired by an animated series. Unfortunately, what worked in animation did not translate into live action.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It ruins the original with incomprehensible plot, horrible acting, and detached, joyless direction. Got a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's a Rotten Tomato?
It's a website.
Mm.
It's like IMDb, but
It's tomato based.
It's tomato based.
Yeah,
It's
I
vegan.
like tomatoes.
It's vegan.
They throw tomatoes at people.
Tomatoes are delicious.
Next up, your boy Will Smith, After Earth, 2013.
Yeah, that was also terrible.
This piece of crap is an overblown, expensive sci-fi adventure starring Will Smith and his son Jaden.
The least most talented Smith.
I
Yeah.
liked After Earth.
Marooned on an alien world, Jaden's character
Again,
must
you're
venture
wrong.
out for supplies and help while Will stays by the spaceship because apparently he's injured.
It's horrible.
It was pretty good.
To make
It's
it
horrible,
worse, it was
and-
such a box office disaster that M. Night stopped making studio films and has been funding his own movies ever since.
Yeah, it was all right.
That was a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I give it a 58.
I give it a
Sure.
rage.
I give it a meh.
Because I don't give it. Oh my God.
And we have coming up one of the worst ones that even I didn't like.
Okay.
Lady in the Water.
I loved Lady in the Water.
2006.
Mondo!
This one stars one of Jim's
It was-
favorite
it was
people,
meh.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Mondo!
At the time, this was M. Shyamalan's most controversial film. It was supposed to be the fourth film in his partnership with Disney.
Yep.
Oh.
When Disney offered notes on how to fix it, he got so pissed off that he just left the studio.
Oh.
So the movie was
Well, that's
released.
something.
It bombed financially and critically. Plus, it had a confusing plot of completely separate stories.
Mondo.
It was barely a man.
25%.
I loved it.
And
we
again,
have
you were wrong.
Bryce's. Oh, next up, we have Bryce's favorite, Old.
Old. I loved it.
It was a
This
rage.
movie just felt like an overlong Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, and
Mondo!
again, back to the details of M. Night Shyamalan films.
Yep.
There's not enough detail in the things that are important.
Mondo.
An interesting concept with some scary, entertaining sequences, but a really bad third act
It was horrible.
and a ridiculous twist
I
ending.
like
as
also
per usual.
unwatchable.
So good.
Moments of the movie were basically just high camp. That was 50%, which is appropriate for a movie that's half good, half bad.
No, it's 100% bad.
And we have The Happening.
Oh God.
It was a weird end
yes.
of the world thriller where plants are producing a noxious chemical
Was this also Mondo for you,
that
Bryce?
makes humans
It was meh.
violently turn on each other. A horribly miscast group of actors led by a confused Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
as a genius high school science teacher.
He's,
Stumbled
I didn't
through-
think he could act. Then all of a sudden, hey, Mark Wahlberg's a
they
genius. I
stumbled-
buy it.
They stumbled through this ridiculous setup. 18%.
It was pretty good.
And that was being generous.
I'll tell you what's ridiculous.
was-
and everything Bryce is saying
Then we
tonight.
have
It's meh.
The Village.
The Village.
The
yes.
last film of
That was
Shyamalan's
meh.
movies with
I liked
Disney
it.
and the
It
most
was meh.
frustrating.
It was meh.
Set in a
meh.
remote Pennsylvania village in the 19th century with a strict set of rules to keep the villagers safe from the monsters that live in the woods. It was a fairly creepy film. Unfortunately, the final twist was just aggravating.
Eh.
44%.
Eh.
Okay, it's not all bad. There were some hits too. Flashes of brilliance from Shyamalan.
Okay.
Knock at the Cabin, 2023.
It was meh.
It was meh.
By all
His-
three of us.
His latest film about two dads and their young daughter whose remote cabin in the woods is invaded by four weirdos led by Dave Bautista.
He was great in it.
This movie was
Batista.
weird and creepy,
Batista.
which was an effective combination, though I didn't like it that much. Audience and critics did. It almost made us think that Shyamalan was back to his former self. Almost.
Almost.
Oh, by the way, when you originally saw Old, you gave it a meh.
Oh, well, now I love it.
There you go. You're going to Mondo that up?
No, see, Ray is being contrarian.
There you go. Next up, one of my favorite movies, Signs. Probably his most entertaining movie, and one of the few I liked with Phoenix in it.
Yeah, I didn't really like it too
Signs
much.
takes the alien invasion concept and focuses on one family and one farmhouse.
It was also meh.
It was
He's
a
literally-
low man.
Phenomenal.
He's literally Man Night Shyamalan.
There you go. The phenomenal cast led by Mel Gibson as a former priest who lost his faith when his wife died in an accident. Joaquin Phoenix, Abigail Breslin, and Rory Culkin are all
The Culkinator.
one of the Culkinators. The only thing that ruins the movie is some uninspired creature designs and a ridiculous twist ending.
Wah, wah.
I won't ruin for you, but it was just stupid.
It was meh.
Still a 75% on Rotten
It was
Tomatoes.
low man.
And
Still a man?
probably my favorite,
It was,
probably his most popular one, The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
How is that not at the top?
It is the top.
Oh.
I'm going from worst to
Oh,
best.
you're not bringing all those other movies in?
No.
Okay.
I'll
Because
explain
there's
that
a
in a
bunch
minute.
of
Explain
bunch
that
of other
in a minute.
stuff.
Okay, a bunch of other
He only
meh.
made 14 movies. I listed like 10 of them or 12 of them.
I was hoping we were going to get the whole list, but okay.
His most famous film and arguably his best. One of the last movies that truly gave me goosebumps.
It was good.
Like it really gave me
was
chills.
Mondo.
Because
It was Mondo.
I love my ghost stories.
Yep.
I also think it's Bruce Willis's best film. Introduced us
Actually,
to the CLF Haley Joe Osment.
Unbreakable is probably
It
even
also
better.
established M. Night as the
loved
twist
Unbreakable.
ending guy. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'd say Unbreakable I like more than
I'm not
that
done.
one. Oh, what? I thought you said you were
There's
finished.
so-
No.
You said that was the last one.
The last one on my list.
Oh.
I purposely left the trilogy of Unbreakable, Split, and Glass off of the list.
That's what I was wondering.
Because I haven't seen any of them.
Oh.
People say Unbreakable is Shyamalan's best film.
It is
and the
excellent.
other two
It's-
were not as good.
That is correct.
They're good.
So you can watch
they're
it
But they're
yourself.
not as good.
They're meh.
Hopefully, Baby Shyamalama Ding Dong starts making better movies.
So
That's right.
Glass,
was
Unbreakable. Wasn't there another one?
Yes.
There was three. Split was the other one.
Split
There
was
three
the
of
other
them.
one.
Split.
There was
That's.
three of
I was getting Split and Spliced messed up in my head, but
completely
Splice
different
is the
movie.
alien with Adrian Brody.
Yes.
And Split is the fourth.
James McAvoy.
It's the fourth one, right?
It's the third one.
It's the fourth one.
It's a trilogy.
They made 3.
But it all stems from because of
Unbreakable was the first one, Bruce Willis.
Then
the other one was no. I thought Splice was the second one with James McAvoy.
Yes, and then Glass was the third. Yeah.
What was the one
Split?
Wasn't Samuel L. Jackson in one of those, or was he the first one?
Glass he's in.
Yeah.
No, he was.
He's
in
in
the
all
first,
3 of them.
No, he was in the first one. And then the last one brings all the characters together, right?
It's all
Is that how that works?
Which one was that?
Glass was the last one. It was with all 3 of them
All
in
of
the
them.
institution. Then,
Gotcha.
then
Glass.
Then I think McAvoy breaks out or something. I don't know.
Split.
I don't know. Whatever. Like I said, I didn't see them, so
Glass.
I can't rate them. I never watched them.
They're all meh except for Unbreakable.
There you go.
He has
Unbreakable.
He has 2 Mondos, and the rest of his stuff is meh except for
Split.
one Rage.
He's Night
It's
Shyamalan.
not Split. He's
Glass.
Hold on, Murray. Just wait a sec.
Oh,
okay?
you want to play that first?
Ready? Yeah.
When does the club shut? All I want is pizza.
I don't know what's
Just
going on
want
right
some
now.
Neither do
Pizza. All I want is pizza. When does the club shut? All I want is pizza. I just want some
Okay,
pizza.
that's enough.
God, I'm really drunk.
There you go.
That's the best line, I have to admit. That apparently is a commercial that plays in the theaters, but I still have yet to see. I don't know
You
why
haven't
brought
seen
up.
it? How could you miss it?
I don't know. I don't.
It's
When does the club?
Well, it obviously
Was
only
it? I
plays
don't even
at
know.
only
Do you
plays
want me to play it
obviously at
again?
Shaughnessy. I never go there.
Do you want me to play it again?
That's the first time I've been there in like
when
a year and a
does
half.
the club stop? What? Club, when does the club
When
what?
the club shut down, all he wants is pizza.
All he wants is pizza.
Yeah, I
At the
know,
end, he
but-
says, "I'm really
When
drunk."
does the club? What does he say though?
Don't make him play it again.
Yeah, I
Play
can
it again.
You want me to play it again?
Yeah.
Okay, we ready?
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yes.
It's only going to play this once.
Okay. Okay, this is the greatest song ever
When
made.
does
Right?
the club shut? All
Shut.
I want is
Okay.
pizza. I just want some pizza.
All I want is pizza. When does the club shut? All I want is pizza. I just want some pizza.
God, I'm really drunk.
Okay.
See, that's the best line. Got him really drunk.
Whatever.
Anyway, whatever.
When does the club shut? All I want is pizza. All I want is pizza. Okay.
You guys done now?
Yeah, we're done.
I'm
This moment
never
brought to you
done.
by some anonymous pizza place.
What's it called?
Paul's Pizza.
Paul's
I wasn't
Pizza.
because he didn't pay us. I wasn't going to mention
Yeah,
his name.
whatever.
Why not? He gave us the
Paul.
song.
Yeah, he told us
Well, then
where
he
to
should give us
get
a
it.
free pizza then.
Yeah, maybe we will.
All right, you ready?
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
A sweet, sweet rage. How I love you so. All right, well, my rage this week is related to the franchise we just saw this week called Bad Boys. This franchise in particular, I thought Fast and the Furious was bad. But this one is so horrible, it enrages me to no end. How even one person makes a conscious decision to pay money they earned with their hard-earned money for any reason to go see this is completely beyond me. And I know we've talked about this before, and I'm positive we made a pact that we would not have to see these movies anymore.
I thought you did.
I thought we did too.
No,
That
no.
I
It's
am-
film rage.
No. Okay.
We're not
here's-
making a pact. We're
Okay.
going to watch the next one.
Oh, okay, so hear me out.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is, I don't want to see another one of these Sims because
Oh,
if we've
too bad.
taken Christian conversion films off our list and children's movies and rom-coms off our list, then we need to take this horrible franchise off our list. There is no chance the next time that this film is made that it's not going to be anything but a rage. So there's not even a question that we might go, oh, well, maybe there's going to be a point. We don't go see Christian conversion films because there's not a chance of us getting converted, and we don't see kids films because we're not kids. So my argument is we should not have to see this terrible tripe unless someone dares us to see it in the future. I do not want to watch another one of these in cinema. And if you're gonna say nope, we gotta watch it, then we're gonna go watch every fucking Christian conversion film that comes out.
Okay. We can do that.
You ready for that?
Yeah. Bring it on.
It was you that decided not to see the Christian conversion
I know,
films.
but now it's getting silly. If we're gonna, but you're right. If we can't have our cake and eat it. So
That's right. So then we also
I'm with
gotta,
you.
we also gotta
I'm in agreement. We're going to everything.
We also have to go see animated films now
Okay,
too.
absolutely. Sign me up. We're doing them all. Cool. Thank you, Jim. Point taken. Checkmate, Jim.
That's not the result I wanted.
We're going everything. I like it.
You enjoy that.
That's not what I wanted.
Jim's rage made me so happy that I don't know that I've got a rage this week. I mean, the low-hanging fruit, my rage is the fact that Martin Lawrence is still making movies, that the Bad Boys franchise continues to roll on. But, it is what it is. And at the very least, I'll get to watch the next one with my good buddy Jim. So maybe it's not such a rage.
And you know what? If we watch enough Christian conversion films, maybe we'll get converted.
Maybe it'll finally work.
Only one way to find out, Jim.
That's right.
I wish there was more satanic films made.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done? That's it? That's all you
That's
got?
it.
You guys are lame.
Super
Rage
lame.
subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Oh, the list. All right, so we were supposed to see a movie for this week.
Yes.
But apparently it wasn't a movie.
Yes.
It was a series that pretended it was a movie, which ultimately made it not a movie, but a series pilot. So
Okay.
we didn't see that movie.
In my defense, IMDb lists it as a movie.
I know.
An hour and 47 minutes.
I
That's
know.
a fucking movie.
I know.
Ooh,
saying.
new season of The Bears coming out June 27th.
Good for you.
Who knew? For everybody who watches The Bear when you're supposed to be watching movies,
Yeah.
and now we won't have time to watch
I like so little series.
franchises.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to have any more time because there's at least 2 Christian conversion films that come out every week.
All
There you go.
right.
Okay, so go to our website, filmrageyyc.com. Check out our page called The Lists. On it, you will find 5 lists. You will find the doubted, the undoubted, the mesmerizing, and the repulsive. Obviously, Martin Lawrence is one of the only people that's on both lists of both repulsive and completely doubted. But I have some people I want to put. I want to some people
All right.
I want to put forward for this this list. I'm just having too much pee
Which
happening.
list?
So
Which list?
I saw for the mesmerizing,
Oh.
and I also have one for the repulsive.
All right. Shoot.
So for mesmerizing, because I watched a Katharine Hepburn movie last week, and then Bryce and I talked about it at the movies, and I want to add Katharine Hepburn on as mesmerizing because she is by far the most mesmerizing person that's ever happened.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, she's fucking mesmerizing.
Dead.
I don't know why you're looking at me. Of course she's mesmerizing. That's
All right.
a no-brainer.
Yeah. Watch out for that can. Murray, does Katharine Hepburn get in?
Yeah, fine with me. I don't know if I'm going to find anything she's been in the last, 40 years?
Well, if we put Henry Fonda on, then we'd have to watch On Golden Pond.
There you go, Henry Fonda.
But he's not on our mesmerizing
I don't know.
list.
Maybe
I put forward Henry Fonda. I just watched 12 Angry Men, and holy crap, was he good in it.
He was Katharine Hepburn in that too?
No, she wasn't. But,
All right.
but Jack Klugman was in it.
Yeah, Jack Klugman.
It's Quincy.
Quincy? You watch Quincy?
Who doesn't?
But yeah, if you get a
Carving
chance
up
to
dead
watch
bodies?
the original
Younger than
12
us?
Angry Men, not the debacle that came many
don't
years
even-
later.
yeah,
That's just poopy.
Yeah, it's super.
But the original 12 Angry Men is an excellent movie. I probably watched it about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's so good. And yeah, so I'm putting forward Peter Fonda, or not Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda is not.
Peter Fonda is not mesmerizing. Henry Fonda.
Neither is
Maybe-
Bridget
maybe
Fonda.
he is.
No,
And
Henry
neither
Fonda.
Jane Fonda is
Yeah,
also
yeah.
not.
No, Henry Fonda.
And I am saying no because I've seen Henry Fonda in other things, and he wasn't mesmerizing.
He's always mesmerizing.
No, he's not.
I like him a lot.
I like him a lot too. And in Golden Pond, he was almost mesmerizing, but he came up against Katharine Hepburn.
I
She
guess-
was,
I
she
guess-
was way more
I
mesmerizing.
guess if
than
you're
he was.
going there, then yeah.
Well,
okay.
already I just listed it so we could have a comparison. And then there's
Well, now
nobody
I-
that she's ever been in a movie with that can stand 5 seconds against her.
Well, now I feel silly.
Yeah, well, you are. So there you go. All right, so that's one. Yay. And my second one, which we talked about briefly last week because I had to watch that stupid Jennifer Lopez film, is that I'm putting up Jennifer Lopez as repulsive
Absolutely.
because she is completely repulsive.
Yes.
Jennifer Lopez. Okay.
That would
Also
be
known as
Mrs.
J-Lo.
Ben Affleck.
I have no idea what that. Who the. What?
Who's Ben Affleck?
No. What? How would I know who's married to Ben? Like, who cares?
Because he's your god of acting.
Yeah,
That's right.
So what? That has nothing. Like, I could care less about his personal life. I don't care if he's married to a toad.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about her acting.
Okay. So.
And not her
Jennifer-
singing.
Can we talk about it too? Because it's definitely repulsive.
I didn't mind her singing. I just can't listen to it now that I know who she's banging. Or was banging.
I don't understand. Why does that Can you explain to me what that has to do with anything? I
don't know.
Okay.
Everybody's got.
I have my own rules.
Everybody's got rules they live in. You've got stupid rules for things. He's got stupid rules for things.
I've got no stupid rules.
You've got
you do.
lots
I
of
just
stupid
looked
rules.
at I look at
Rules.
everything
No,
with
you
the
don't.
utmost objective eye.
Yeah.
Okay, you literally just listed a bunch of M. Night Shyamalan movies that were terrible that you said, it was a Mondo. And they're like, no, that wasn't a Mondo. So you have beliefs about Shyamalan that's no more weirder than his beliefs about people's personal lives affecting his
Lady
movie
in the
watching.
Water was Mondo.
It was meh, but it's okay. You can believe that.
Hey, so Jennifer Lopez. Let me just.
Yeah, is she repulsive or not?
You know what? I'm just. Give me a second. I'm trying to think. I can't even think of a Jennifer Lopez movie right now. So let me just.
Maybe
let
that
me just,
one that she was with
let me just-
Owen Wilson?
Let me just pull her up on the old internet machine here, and let's see what she's been in. Jennifer Lopez. There she is. Okay. So, she's been in 45 movies, it says here.
Yes, she has.
That's a lot of movies. Okay, so let's just look at recently. Okay, Atlas, I have not seen her.
You should watch her in that.
Should I?
Yes.
Okay, greatest living dancer. Well, I haven't watched much Jennifer Lopez. Oh, the Shotgun Wedding.
She was in about 3 movies about weddings.
Okay, Hustlers. She was repulsive in that.
She was a stripper.
A repulsive stripper.
That's probably the best thing about her.
Wow, I haven't seen many movies of hers.
Consider
Oh,
yourself
Monster-in-Law. She was in. Oh yeah, she was repulsive in that. Jersey Girl. She was repulsive in that. Geely.
Geely.
You liked the movie, but she was still repulsive.
Yeah, she was repulsive. Made in Manhattan. She was repulsive. Angel Eyes. Oh God, she was repulsive.
Can we get past this? We already know she's repulsive. You're just dragging
Say
this
yes
out.
and move on.
This is enough.
Cell, repulsive. Out of Sight, repulsive. Selena, repulsive. Anaconda.
Watch it again.
Yeah.
The cast that she's up against?
Isn't there one of those ice guys in that movie?
Yeah, there's an ice guy in it.
I can't tell. I can't tell the
Ice
difference.
Cube's in the second
one of them is a
one.
T, one of them's a cube. I don't know which
What?
one's which.
I don't think he's in. Is he in the first one? I thought he was in the second
Anaconda?
one.
They made more than one?
Yeah. Was he in? Oh, yeah. No, he
I
was in
remember
the
the
first
first one. I'm pretty sure.
Never mind.
one of
And
them
Ice
was
Cube
John
was
a-
Hoyt.
Yeah, John Voight was.
John Voight.
That's the best part of the movie when John Voight, when the snake like pukes up John Voight.
Yeah.
So, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
And then
actually.
they had a shot of
I think I'm gonna
Jennifer
watch,
Lopez, who was repulsive.
I think I'm gonna watch Anaconda real soon here.
You do that.
Okay, well, you know what? Watch Anaconda.
Long story short, no, I don't have to watch it. Jennifer Lopez is totally repulsive.
There we go. We got 2 unanimous decisions. This is awesome.
Are we putting Fonda on there too?
No,
No?
he was kiboshed.
Yep.
Oh, Henry Fonda was kiboshed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, because of Catherine Hepburn.
By
Because
me.
of- by him because of Catherine Hepburn, and apparently he's been in other stuff that Jim says he wasn't.
He wasn't as
mesmerizing.
great as he has been in 12 Angry Men.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe it's so fresh in my mind. But I'm thinking like other
He
movies.
can be
he's
mesmerizing in a
mesmerizing
film.
all
That
right.
doesn't make him fully mesmerizing.
No, it doesn't.
There you go.
All right then.
Last week.
Last week on Rage or Dare, the boys were dared by April, one of our listeners, to see what has been ranked by many as one of the worst movies ever made. No, it's not part of the Fast and the Furious franchise. It's Tommy Wiseau's 2003 film, The Room. As for this week, we have another listener dare? What? One of our podcast friends, Sir Jimbo of England from the podcast Cast a Roll, brought us a movie rental on our site, buymeacoffee/FilmRageYYC, and what's this? It's a samurai movie? Oh wait, it's a cop movie. No, wait, it's Samurai Cop from 1991. And now back to the boys. For almost 5 years and through many dares sent in by our happy little masochists, they've avoided Tommy Wiseau's magnum opus, but now they must enter. Oh, hi, Mark. The Room. Hold up. I'm going to grab some popcorn. Come on, Bryce.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jim.
Is he done?
He actually did go and grab some popcorn.
Apparently, he went and got some popcorn.
I thought he was done.
No, he was still getting his popcorn.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau's The Room. I don't know what to say about this movie.
Why don't you let Murray go first? Murray actually
I
watched
have
that
to?
with us. Yeah,
Yeah,
Murray,
go
tell
ahead.
us what you thought.
Yes, Jim
'Cause
made
this
me
is-
watch this.
So this is the best. This is the best one ever. This is the first Rage that Murray's partaken in, and what a film to partake in!
Jim tempted me with with the promise of a free meal, so I went
Yes.
and watched this with him.
Yes. Well,
And
that's not
I don't know how long the movie was. Seemed like it was about 3 hours long.
Feels that.
It was like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, but it took us like 2.5 hours to watch it. So
Oh. I think you guys saw some sort of edited version.
No.
Jim doesn't
I
seem
think
to.
we
we
did.
just kept stopping it. I
because
think.
all the
No.
there's like 4 sex scenes in the first 15 minutes.
Ours was edited, and we saw
was it?
We saw an edited version.
There we go.
But I mean, I've seen the original before in theaters when it came out. So
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was absolutely awful. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I don't know what else I can say about it. It's just the between the bad lip sync, like the bad editing. Obviously, they didn't bother to match the actual dialogue with the people talking. And yeah, just the scenes that made no sense. Like they're talking about stuff up on the roof, and then it cuts to like the main dude there planning a tape recorder with a phone to catch his girlfriend cheating.
Genius.
Then they're like planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Then they go back to something else, and then they're throwing a football around in their tuxedos. Then
There's a lot of
then it goes
football
back to
throwing.
his birthday party. I'm like, what the hell?
They
is this
play
guy?
catch
Are they, like,
outside
doing
in
like
the
time
hallway.
jumping? Like I don't know. I didn't understand it. It was stupid. Yeah, of course it was a rage.
So if I bought you a dress to have a nap in,
Yeah.
would you think I'm boring?
No.
And if my little kid neighbor, like watching us have, and I'm putting this in quotes, naps together,
Relations.
is that gross?
No, not at all.
One thing to know, no matter what,
I invite my
Everything-
neighbor's kids over all over. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop.
when you're having
Yeah,
naps,
good
you're
plan.
having naps. much. So one thing to know is that everything will be fine. The best thing about this is that nothing makes sense from one scene to the next. But more importantly, you're tearing me apart, Bryce.
Yeah.
But what I need to know is, when is the wedding? When is the party? Is Mark actually saying no to Lisa? And is Denny actually graduating? But more importantly, does he ever get off drugs? I would say these things and many more will be answered on the next episode of The Room. But that would mean anything is actually answered through this entire movie.
Not one thing.
This really is a class on how to not make a movie. As much as everything about this film is confusing, not connected, and completely awful, this is a movie to drink to for many, many reasons, or laugh at constantly. Plus, seeing this film with my merman and seeing him experience it for the first time was absolutely priceless. This arguably is pretty much one of the worst movies ever made. But haha, what a story, Mark. And you, Bryce, leave your stupid comments in your pocket, because this movie is a rage, but also a lot of fun, especially to see it with a friend.
Yeah, I didn't have fun.
Really?
I watched it, as I mentioned before, I watched it as a curiosity many, many years ago, as many people did. And at that time, I'm like, wow, this is awful. And then I thought, well, at least I'll never have to watch it again. And
lo and behold.
And I was waiting for this. Like, I knew at some point, once we did this podcast, we had a Rage or Dare thing, that someone was going to eventually give us The Room.
Yeah.
And as you say, I mean, the whole movie is so disjointed. Like the scene on the roof with the drug dealer, and it's like, what is going on? Like, and nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of any scene in the movie.
Nothing happens. Like,
and then, and then the end, where it's even at the end where he goes from, I'm getting out of here, you got what you deserve. And then all of a sudden he's back over him all concerned again. Like, nothing made sense. It was a very, very, very strange experience.
Traumatizing.
It wasn't traumatizing.
To say the least.
It's just bad. And I'm actually a little upset that people kind of support this film, because there's no reason to support this film. It's not so bad it's good. It's not so bad it's funny. It's just awful. It's just awful. And it shouldn't be watched by anyone, because it's just awful. And I want to make jokes about it and everything, but it wasn't funny to me. It's just a really bad filmmaker making a really bad film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess.
And he's been talking about it for the last 20 years.
He's been talking about it for 20 years.
Anytime anybody invites him, he goes to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, now he's got it to the point where he's like, well, I wanted to make the worst movie ever, but you know what, dude, you didn't.
No.
Just own it.
Yep.
But apparently he has another movie out here.
What?
Real soon, yeah.
Well, that's been saying it's been coming out for years.
What? No, the shark movie. There's a thing, I think it's called Bite.
It's actually released?
Maybe. Let's see. This is
Big Shark.
Big Shark.
It's already out.
There you go. So he's got another movie.
3 firefighters must save New Orleans
and
from a shark
in
attack. Of course he stars in it. His ego would not allow. And he also wrote it.
There you go.
Well, maybe we'll get to see this on the podcast.
I really hope not. Anyway, is that all we got?
I think that's it. So we're going to be watching Samurai Cop.
Apparently.
Thanks to Sir Jimbo of England.
Sir Jimbo of England?
That's true.
He's been knighted.
He has. Wow. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. And if you made it all the way to the end of this episode, you deserve a prize. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, our god of rage, from the Nerdy Photographer, for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 I'll make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.